Your son has become corrupted by sin. He needs to be saved. I will do my best to save him, my lord, Isaac's mother replied, rushing into Isaac's room, removing all that was evil from his life. Again, the voice called to her. Isaac's soul is still corrupt. He needs to be cut off from all that is evil in this world and confess his sins. I will follow your instructions, Lord. I have faith in thee, Isaac's mother replied, as she locked Isaac in his room, away from the evils of the world. One last time, Isaac's mom heard the voice of God calling to her. You've done as I've asked, but I still question your devotion to me. To prove your faith, I will ask one more thing of you. Yes, Lord, anything, Isaac's mother begged. To prove your love and devotion, I require a sacrifice. Your son, Isaac, will be this sacrifice. Go into his room and end his life as an offering to me to prove you love me above all else. Yes, Lord, she replied, grabbing a butcher's knife from the kitchen. Isaac, watching through a crack in his door, trembled in fear. Scrambling around his room to find a hiding place, he noticed a trapdoor to the basement hidden under his rug. Without hesitation, he flung open the hatch, just as his mother burst through his door and threw himself down into the unknown depths below.
BB Lamau. That's actually really funny. I was working on paperwork and I got my YouTube stream up. We're gonna see if that stays stable. I have not multi-streamed. This is my first. I have both chats up. I mean, I don't have hardly anybody subscribed to my YouTube because I don't really make anything anymore. But that'll change. Gotta do the work. Yo. Good old real life and its many hassles. Come on, you can capture it. There we go. Hello! How has it been, Katie Cat? Instant upgrade. Yeah, you know, time. I get it. 100%. Hope you're doing well. Alright, I know we're close to our greed mode completions, but I know we need to unlock greedier. And we're trying to get the Holy Mantle, so... Oh, well. This is gonna go terrible. I don't have, a mantle yet, so whatever. I should have just rolled that. Actually, I'm going to. That didn't happen. Oh, baby. Have 4 kids, an 8-year-old, a 10-year-old, 2 twins, 1-year-old, so basically have no time. Well, congratulations. At the same time, we're gonna... there's probably no world I'm gonna win this mode without the Holy Mantle, right? And there it is. I hit the random button. It happened. I have a plan for my sister to take the kids tomorrow so I can do housework, and by housework I mean play the shit out of Assassin's Creed 4. Oh, yeah. Wait, did I just get it again? Alright. Well, you enjoy your Assassin's Creed. There's nothing wrong with that. I think U-time is a required function of existing. I can't even go in the curse room as this character, so... The random decided that I'm committing Sudoku, so we're doing it. Oh man, that has been a while. Oh, well, there it is. There it is, right there. Please give me somebody other than the Lost. Anybody else. I thought it was gonna do it again. Oh. Okay, Bob's Rotten Head and Ludovico technique. You know what, we're wearing the cow hat. I'm feeling it. You can see my bald spot. It's pretty bad. I'm too old for this. Shouldn't you have a real job? No, this is my real job, thank you. Oh, I still do that every once in a while. Every once in a while. Good old Yu-Gi-Oh! But yeah, no, I try to limit my my Yu-Gi-Oh exposure these days if I can. I do technically still have a bit of a speed run there, but it's more mathematical instead of pulling the slot machine, if that makes sense. Oh, well, okay. I got half a soul heart, see? Well, good morning, beef. Yeah, no, I moved across the country. I now live in Minnesota instead of Washington State. I worked for a hospital for a couple years. That was fun. Read that with massive quotes. I went back to streaming after, you know, not doing it for a long time. I missed it. Oh my god. Ludovico technique is so hard with no shot speed. Oh, I didn't even see it. I was too busy going like that. Oh, please leave me alone. Thank you. Ah, yes, a trauma center. That must be an experience. A school bag, okay. Coupon. Guess we're just grabbing a soul heart. I'm not sure if you're meaning the video game or if you're meaning, you know, the terrible suffering of life you had to go through. But either way, yikers. It is what it is. You know what? I'm running out of that, okay? Thank you. I appreciate the comment about my hat. I like my hat too. It was definitely worth the $3 I paid for it. God, I would love some shot speed game. I don't want to know, you know, how it ended up in the estate sale I bought it from, okay? You're making me a little worried, okay? Random pill, it's gonna be great. And by great, I mean terrible. Random key, that's gonna give me 2 bombs. Well, my secret room can't be there, so that eliminates 1. Can't be there. Well, I have this explosive bomb thing that I should be using. Not there. I'm happy to be the longest running. I'm still not dead. You got a friend in me. Or something like that, you know. I'm not good at the Toy Story. Guppy's paw. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep the bomb, honestly. I know, 10 freaking years. Isn't life wild like that? Okay, I can't rest in this bed because I have full health. I see. However, I think I can now. I can. She's pulled more things out of people's butts working at the trauma center that should be humanly possible for one lifetime. I believe that. There is a online meme from a long time ago. Damn. We got 2 in a short moment, huh? Wild. Anyway, there's a meme on the internet of a guy asking for help. He talks about his tube of M&M minis, I think, and he's like, I got something really important to me stuck in it. The tube must survive. How do I get it out? A cylinder-shaped object has gotten stuck in it. How do I get it out? How much you want to bet that that was real, you know? We know what he got stuck in it. All right, so it looks like we, at the very least, have a little bit of damage. I would love some shot speed. Okay, no secret room there. Ooh, a random cube of meat, huh? It's not terrible. I am gonna buy this key, though. Knockout drops. Sure. I don't know how this works with Ludovico, but we're gonna find out. You know what? We're gonna use this card. Okay, so that's how it works. You knock it the direction you're moving the tier. My mind bullets. God, some shot speed would be really good. This is so slow. Ah! I knocked it towards me, chat. What do I do? Danger. Part of me wants to use my active items in the other rooms, but I am gonna continue getting the benefit of this card, I think. Wow, the poison still was ticking when that happened? Neat. Oh! Ah! Apparently my mind bullets have hands. There they are. What do we got in the devil deal? Soul hearts. If we happen to even find one guppy item, we are guppy at this point. I don't remember what Black King's crown does, but it's not worth it, right? Oh, I could have couponed. I forgot I can coupon items in the devil deal. Oh well. Today I remembered. Oopsies. Mom's box. I guess it is a luck up. I should use it. Okay. We're gonna move this to the wall. Okay. Who doesn't like Mr. Dolly? Free soul hearts? Not gonna argue with that. I left a coin in there, but that's okay. Might as well see if we can get a coin out of these. Nothing. Nada. Zilch. Lazarus's rags. Nah, I'll take this torn photo instead. Well, that's a battery. I might be able to find something good out of that. You know what? I think it's gonna prioritize the pickups at this rate. I still got a 3-cent bomb out of it, so that's not the worst, I guess. Fuck it, we're gonna check. We got soul hearts, absolutely worth it. I would like to be able to roll, honestly. Wow, that's not a lot of anything either. All right. Get bonked. It just means that you're on European time now, Inverted. It's fine. I understand your pain, though. I used to work night shift and regularly would have to do that. And then, you know, streaming, I didn't have any semblance of proper awake time for a long time. It's 1 a.m. in Europe. Okay. All right, it's 6 a.m. in Australia? Ah, BB with the good comebacker there. You would say that your clock is inverted. See, you thought that your world was upside down. It's your clock that's upside down. Oh, I didn't even see it. I was too busy looking at bloat instead of the spiders. Oh my god, I keep knocking him around. An unpredictable bloat is the worst bloat. I don't know how I dodged that. I guess I pushed the bomb off of me. Huh. You know, Inverted, I never really thought about that. Australians see the moon upside down. I'm assuming it's because of perspective? It being on the, you know, lower half underneath the equator? I know they see a different sky at night. That made sense to me. Huh. I mean, they're not literally upside down, but perspectively to the moon, yes, you are correct. The southern hemisphere. That's what I meant. I was just too busy going, what? Ooh, a pentagram. Ooh, a magic scab. Ooh, a magic 8-ball. That's a useless item. The one I picked up, not that one. All right, well, we got shot speed, which is kind of important. Maybe I am on my head. Strength. A health up, that's cool. Oh, did I skip the curse room on that one? I might have. The wafer. I love the wafer. Not in real life, though. That is exactly the same thing, Greed, and I won't take any comment on it. Ah! Punch! One punch! Controlling two things at once. My favorite activity in Isaac. That's definitely why we love Jacob and Esau. Whatever. I'm too busy dodging lust. Oh God. Help. Okay, we're good. Everything's fine. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Everything was perfectly fine. I dodged every bit of it. Okay, well, I didn't dodge that. I couldn't dodge the puke, okay? Puking babies are undodgeable, confirmed. The dice globe? I don't think I have seen that. It might help if I stop punching these things towards me. Get hit by the little hands. Ah! Oh God. Okay, there was nothing I could do when I started moving the wrong direction. Unfortunate. Ah! Stop moving towards me! I am taking so much silly damage right now. And yes, you fell immediately. Understandable. Well, we're gonna take money equals power, I guess. It would take me by surprise too. I'd be like, wait, what? Oh, oh, oh. Really? All those spiders. Another key. Guess we're gonna grab 2 cents. Did you hear the ocean? Inverted says. I got what you meant. I thought that was, you know, a different kind of shell, my friend. Wooden spoon, huh? Oh, for the rest of the floor? Sure. That's a pretty good one, actually. Oh, well, I wish that I had a good card, but... Oh, a lockdown? That's a big loss. Ooh, a crystal ball though. I mean, there's lots of ways that might be possible, Greed. The, oh god, I walked right into that. But I don't have an answer for you. I'm assuming perfume of some kind, but maybe that's just what our house smelled like. BB, would you like to comment on whether or not women have this magical power to store objects like Link? As she's giving me science instead, which is totally respectable and reasonable. I am gonna read that comment in just a second when I am not dying. Ah! Okay, cool. I killed most of the explosive enemies. We're good. The traditional globe we think of is stacked weird, so someone a while ago turned the world into an 8-sided die so the space is more accurate, where you can see where Russia and Alaska meet. I know that the map misdraws the countries. Like, if you put France next to the United States, it's like more almost the size of Alaska, or about the size of Alaska. It's definitely way bigger than Texas. Good old map makers. Okay, that was my fault. That guy, you're supposed to move around him as he's getting ready to shoot, and I wasn't moving enough because I was moving my tier instead. Ah! I'm knocking everything into me! Okay, well, you know what? That was worth it. Do 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 do. I would love to see a copy of it. I absolutely believe you, but I would love to see what they are showing the rest of the world for their size, you know? Because only North Korea matters to them, right? Okay, can't be there. I think I already bombed here. We're gonna check again. Bomb? Wow. Gaz, thank you so much for the raid. How you doing? If you guys are not familiar with Gaz, Gaz is a great friend of the channel from a very long time ago. The perfect type of swamp witch, you know? Our own little monster. Yo, what were you playing today? Final Fantasy VI. Oh yeah, I actually did see a little bit of it. I saw you running around as, oh god, I always forget each of the characters' names. Not Edge. He's the thief. Locke? Locke. Yeah, I lurked for a bit but didn't say anything because I was trying to figure out how to do YouTube streaming for the first time. Ooh. It's probably gonna do nothing, but you know what? Hey, I'm trying to, you know, branch out and, most of my early success was because I was streaming, through Speedruns Live as well, so, like, yeah, we gotta make it work. I should probably figure out TikTok and make edited videos too. I kinda wanna do some of these runs, you know, that way. But I haven't figured it out yet. All right, well, we don't have the most exciting run right now, but it should win, and that's what matters, I guess. A squeezy? Sure.
Temperance.
So far, who is your favorite character in Final Fantasy VI? I'm sure you haven't met all of them. I tried to deflect that bomb and it was too late. Women have all sorts of natural pockets. I will never, for the level of awe my partner's face had when he saw 750, mostly in 20s, rent. My phone, smokes, and a light in my boobs with no bra and nothing fell out. Well, that's a talent. Bravo. Sounds like a superpower. Interdimensional pockets. You know what? There probably is a superhero with that being his only power, really. Or her, you know. Women are magical. I am aware of this. I have a Gaz message that I want to read, but it's long enough that I can't until I dodge. I'm gonna just keep killing things over here and hope that it's enough. I don't have crazy damage right now. And that luck down actually nerfed my damage by a lot. Wow, I don't know how I dodged all that. Because I renamed everyone and making silly in-jokes, I'm not really learning personalities, but Edgar is sweeping with the auto crossbow. Okay, Edgar's understandable. Sabin, though, when you get to a certain point, I'm sure it's already been spoiled for you, but you absolutely, and I'm gonna implore you with a full screen really quick. There's a very important thing for you to do with Sabin. When you fight the Doom Train, you must suplex the train. Otherwise, your entire run is invalid and you never played Final Fantasy VI. Okay? You must suplex it at least once. It's very important. I figured you would. That's a good meme, you know? Shout outs to one of my favorite recent RPGs, Sea of Stars. Sea of Stars added that to their game and it made me just laugh. I heard they brought a bunch of iconic boss fights into Final Fantasy XIV like that. That makes sense. Oh, well, okay. I guess there was no dodging that. I put myself in an awkward position there. I heard you also fight Kefka. Ah! Would like you to die. Guppy's hairball. Meow, meow. All right, we're just running with this, I think. I would love a luck up, but I'm not gonna risk my money at this point. We got Guppy. What else did we possibly ever need? Guppy is our Lord and Savior. Look at that. Guppy OP. You got it, Greed, by the way. You just look at him with disgust and you go, no, you have to suplex the train. What are you doing? Even as a new player, I knew better. Unless you're doing a challenge run that doesn't allow you to use the character, I guess. Oh, well, I got hit a lot there, but that's fine. Dude, Greed, or Greedier? What is his name? Greedier? Anyway, his butt, man. That man works out. Ultra Greed? I think that might be Greedier on the higher difficulty. Ah! Freedom gas? Okay, is it a drug? Is it some weapon we developed? Please inform. Throwing cash, caked up, boss shit. You know, when I had money, that would be me, but, not anymore. Rest in peace. Oh my god, please. 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 Let me out of this hole I put myself in. There's so many of them. I could have bought more things in the shop, but this felt like the correct thing to do. Ah! Come on. Yas! Government scheme to make gas cheaper. Ah! Yes! I'm pretty sure you're right. They're adding more corn. I read an article about how they want to make it like 15 to 20% ethanol. Oh, cool. You mean right after his family invested in oil again? That makes sense. So even more, okay, all right, I have to know now. You made me go look. Freedom gas. 25 Freedom fuel gas stations. Oh, Jesus Christ. Can we stop using the government, like, using patriotism to sell things? I'm reading. They're a very smart retailer located in the Northeast, and they're stepping up. So it means that when it eventually comes out who they are, that he's already invested in them, just like he and his children, both in, like, 2 or 3 of them have invested in Dell, over $1 million a piece, and then he immediately says on the air that his child loves his Dell laptop that he just bought him. Come on, man. SEC, like, somebody stop this man. America, fuck yeah. We just do illegal shit because we want to. All right, Kane. We got a key to start. We got one of these lunches. All right, I guess we get to start with a Lunchable and some Aquarius. If I may quote the legendary Weird Al Yankovic. Oh yeah, it's only illegal if they actually enforced rules on it. You right. Yara and Perthrow. I don't really want to roll this, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
Perthrow.
It's a guppy's paw. I'm tempted. However, I'm gonna keep this Yara. Oh, and there's a blank card in here? Well, shit. I don't know what I'm doing here. I guess I'm holding this Yara and hoping that we get a bunch of money. Like, as we get like, what, 30 money floor? I can make it 60 and see if I can do something with it. That feels like a weak use of a Yara. But what else am I supposed to do? Absolutely, 350. I'm in. My sister actually texted me about the same thing. I am trapped by a kitten. I don't think you're a hostage at this point. I think that you have accepted this. Welcome to Stockholm Syndrome. I'm gonna make sure that I don't accidentally use this Yera, so I'm gonna drop it right now, but I'm gonna come back for it. I'm not picking up the money. It depends. It depends on, you know, what's gonna kill me at the Polish wedding. Is it the drinking? At that point, well, you know, worse things have happened to me. Also, hi, how's it going, Sinisty? Hope you're doing well. My partner, oh, I didn't mean to pick those up, I was dodging. My partner's going through some medical stuff. Nothing super serious, just like, she's a sleepy girl all the time, right? And so her family like came over and was like, you're not taking enough vitamins. You know, typical, let's solve your problems for you without knowing anything about medical science. So it's been a very adventurous day. Got a walker, so I'm extra mobile. Aw, shit. You gonna put tennis balls on the end? Maybe some flames on the side? Grandma's moving real fast. Yeah, but like sleepy in the way that it's actually inhibiting life. So like reasonable. But like the family's like, I don't know, after you got together with Elvin, think you've changed. Are you sure it's not that? Are you sure you're not taking enough vitamins? You know, God will save you, all those typical things. The Lord Jesus Christ shall save you from your sleepiness. Yes, Midwestern sensibilities, you nailed it. Have you tried not being sick? Sick and twisted is what I do. Ooh, a pinwheel. There you go. Then you can truly measure how fast it is. You're flying over the rocks and I can't hurt you there. I feel like I should have fallen in that hole, by the way. Our damage is 420, blaze it. Let's go. YOLO Swaggins, Billboro Baggins. I thought I was too, with the way I was backing up, but I must have just skirted the edge. Alright, we're gonna not touch any of those. This is definitely worth the Yera. I don't think there's anything else I can really do with this, so yeah. By denying government pay until you get a lawyer. Jesus. So what you're saying is they're abusing the fact that most people are poverty stricken. Got worse when a transformer in my neighborhood blew up a few days ago. Tried in my country to not be sick, it didn't work. RIP. I blame Poland. Oh, not going through the day with going through with no AC absolutely sounds terrible. What is the weather in the south? There are good things that happen in this world. They just don't happen as often as I'd like, you know? Ooh, Birthright. Guarantees that an arcade with additional machine... I don't know how this works in Greedier. Or Greed mode. I don't think it does. But it is +2 luck, effectively? Or is that... Alright, we're gonna pick it up and find out. Is that... Okay, it's only +1 luck, and it just displays it twice for some reason. Weird. Okay, pheromones. Health up.
Health up.
Something's wrong. Speed up.
Bad gas.
And that's another speed up. All right, we're good.
Speed up.
Part of me wants to grab that guppy's paw now. Well, I missed. Okay, so what you're saying is it's a lot like insurance companies in that regard then. All right, I'm gonna go on a tiny rant. I keep trying to avoid these because clipping them out for YouTube is gonna be difficult, but we're gonna have a really quick talk about a landmark case that's gonna be very interesting. So do you guys know the story of Luigi Mangione, where he allegedly killed Brian Johnson? Allegedly is very important because in this country, it is supposed to be that we do not assume that they are guilty until proven otherwise. Like, you can make your opinions or whatever, but at least in court and anything that matters for court, you're not supposed to assume otherwise. So, Brian Johnson, the former CEO of, I think it was United Healthcare? Correct me if I'm wrong. But anyway, the insurance company, they decided that it was a good idea to start using AI to approve or deny cases, and denial rates went to 37% overnight. They were already the highest at like 23%. That one might be invalid. I don't remember the exact statistic, but it went up an astronomical amount. So, the reason why Luigi Mangione has such a cult following, regardless if he did it or not, is because he is a symptom of the problem. Insurance companies should not exist. Yes, Luigi should free him. I worked in the healthcare industry for fucking almost 4 years, a little over 4 years, something like that. I was in IT, but just even in that time, why do insurance companies exist? I can tell you why, but that's a whole nother conversation. And the short version of that is because a bunch of rich millionaires at the time with an M thought that, you know what, instead of continuing to compete in fast food, why don't we just do what fast food does, but for healthcare? Anyway, but they do no service. There is literally no benefit to having insurance companies around. They get to make decisions for your healthcare. They get to tell you no to treatments that you need, and they make everything more expensive just by existing. They're a worthless piece of garbage system that shouldn't exist. I'm gonna so get executed one of these days. They're gonna just like pop me in the middle of the street. Anyway, so that is my opinion, backed by a lot of science and math. I can go into more details, but Jesus Christ. All right, if you're in the United States and you're in my chat right now, even the lurkers if you want, I would love to ask you just a 1 in chat if you do. And the question is, do you know anyone, including yourself, that has had a claim denied by an insurance company. Whether or not it got reversed is completely and utterly beyond this conversation. I'm gonna throw my own in there. Yeah, see, but you're a European.
Friends till the end.
See? And that is a problem. All right, we're gonna have some sub time while we're waiting for ads. If you are sitting here and hanging out, hi, I'm Elvin. I like to get really angry about things that are going on in the universe, and I play video games to generally make it better. Thanks for listening to me rant. Was it a necessary surgery, Mask? Thank you. I like my hat too. Charlie would defend the right to having guns despite the fact that he was shot on a school. You are correct. Okay, we can all just agree on this though, Inverted. While it takes a while in Canada, at least Canada will try to take care of you. Okay, but there's a difference, buddy. Like, at least the Canadian and usually the UK government will try to do things at cost and mass. Like, they'll, hip surgeries. They'll at least buy a huge amount of it for, you know, what they have censused out that they'll need. Like, yeah, you don't get as many choices, I'll give you that, but it's better than no choices or, you know, being in poverty the rest of your life. I don't know. Maybe I disagree. Really, Mask? A year later, they're like, yeah, no, I don't think that was necessary. Okay, I don't have enough information to see how often they are dying in that care, so. Either way, the issue is that they're a leech on the system. I could totally sit here and have a watch of a video. I'm gonna go find it while we're on break time anyway. Give me a second. I found it. I found it. So this is a video. It's how KFC's war with Arby's made insurance a terrible thing. This is how insurance came to be in America, by the way. I wish I was joking when I would say that the war between two fast food restaurants is the reason why we have shitty healthcare in the United States, but it's true. That's the video talking about it. Worth a watch. Really fucking interesting. Also, aggravating. Hi, welcome back from Ad Hell, everybody. We live in Pennsylvania and we have 2 umbrella companies for healthcare. It was 50-50 right now. One of them went under. It's been hell here. Oh, so they just, there is no checks and balance anymore? Cool. Our favorite. Yeah. Another reason to hate KFC. I mean, we didn't need another one, right? Don't get me wrong, extra crispy's all right. Oh my goodness. I thought I was gonna dodge that and I was like half looking while reading about checkbooks. I guess I gotta juke better. Oh, I forgot that that was a ledge. All right. The watery texture always makes me think that the whole room is filled and that I can walk over that, but no. There is a gap at the bottom and at the top. I didn't just crop dust that enemy. You can't prove nothing. Right outside my window? Really? Bro. It is July 8th. You are 5, 6, 7, 8. You're like 4 days late. Whatever. Insurance should have checks and balances. They don't. In the UK, my doctor tested my blood and told me it's possible that I have cancer. He sent for more tests and I waited nearly 3 months. Good job it wasn't cancer, otherwise I'd be dead now. Ooh. Yeah, that does happen here in the US. Yeah, they're still doing the fucking fireworks. I think it's just kids being kids, but Jesus Christ, dude, like, you're a little late. At least wait till the evening where you can see them, right? Like, what's the point of the boom pop pretties when it's still bright outside? Are you just impatient? That must be it. I can't wait for New Year's or next year. Oh, it's absolutely fireworks. It has the report and all that, you know? If it was gunshots, I'd be down. All right, story time about Elvin's life. I didn't always live in the best part of the United States. I used to live in a place called Tacoma, Washington. Sinus T and I very lovingly call Tacoma Compton, and for good reason. Anyway, I grew up in the poor part of Tacoma. And so my dad, who grew up in Southern California, knew what you do when gunshots go off, right? So I'm like 6 or 7, and there are gunshots going on the street just outside my house, and 2 motherfuckers are shooting at each other across the street. And so he tells me to get down. I listen to my dad because my dad, when he tells me something in a serious voice, I have to fucking listen. There's a good reason for it, and he'll explain later. That was drilled into my head. And he always did. So I did it. I'm down on the ground. My stepmother, on the other hand, thought it was a good idea to stick her head out the fucking window. Bro. I've never seen my dad move that fast in my entire life, as he flies and spears this 300-pound woman out of the window to the floor. And she starts screaming at him as he clamps his hands over her mouth as she's like, Jeremy, what the fuck? And he's like, do you want to fucking die? Do you want to fucking die? You don't just stick your head out looking for who's shooting. Anyway. If they were firing at the house, that'd be a different story, Inverted. But like, you don't catch strays. All right, well, we got a full health bill. We're also very addicted to drugs in this run. I'm really curious what happened to that lid. And you definitely don't go out there with a sword, which is all I think my dad had at the time. My dad found this fucking Spanish cavalry saber. You have mortars at 7:29 p.m.? Really? Why? Why are you firing off mortars at 7:30? It's still bright outside. Okay. All right. Yeah, I guess in that way, Inverted, like, you'd be like, oh, dude, that guy has some fucking cojones. The tick, I'm good. I know, honey. I know, they're lighting off fireworks and you're like, what the hell?
The Hanged Man.
My cat is complaining. Good. You know as well as I do, Sinistee, that in that time period, it was much more likely that it was meth. Got a juke to the left and right. All right, random Isaac knowledge while we're doing this boss fight that takes forever. If you have Charm of the Vampire, and you're on a floor like the one I'm on, you lose your reflection. I mean, it makes sense, don't get me wrong, but I didn't actually ever notice. I guess we're just running. I have Aquarius. Occasionally, fires will drop pickups, usually hearts or coins. It's more of a, just to see if I'm lucky kind of thing. It also puts them out, obviously, mechanically. But yeah, no, Aquarius makes you leave a trail of creep that does 66% of your damage and copies your tier effects. All right, I guess we're taking a full health bill. I don't know if we're gonna need it, but whatever. You wanted your Lucky Charms. That's funny. Come on, good treasure chest? That's a pretty good treasure chest. I kind of traded you know, an equal amount of stuff for it, but... Oh wait, I have paperclip, so I guess I only traded the bomb money. So, worth. Damn! You're gonna have to put that as a bumper sticker on your walker, Sinisty. I need damage so bad right now. Meat is a damage up. Mom's panties, on the other hand, they just look good on Isaac, okay? Well, that, you know, getting your shit together after having a bit of a mental break is how you get your license to ill. It comes with the booty, you know, BB? My family likes to make fun of me. I don't talk to my family much, but my family likes to make fun of me, particularly the sister I do like, because I have two sisters. They're both older than me, and I have more ass than both of them together. And they were like, I guess God, when he was assembling you, was like, hey, what do I have left over? And you got it. Leviathan's pretty, or like Maw of the Void is pretty good. So is Satanic Bible, but I'm only gonna get like, what, 8 hearts out of it? I guess I could technically go like this. I probably should have actually bought that beforehand. I didn't think it through. It's fine though. We're grabbing bombs. Prosecution put a heavily edited videos. Okay. See. Alright, this is related to what you're talking about right now, Templar, but I think that something that we really need to do in the future here, like I don't have any examples yet of it happening, but we know it's going to. It's an inevitability. Using AI as a way to upscale or change footage or anything like that should be illegal. Because it changes the reality of what we're looking at, and should cause more reasonable doubt than it's helping. Why would you trust the AI? Remind the two younger ones that one is so pretty and the other is the princess, not me. Definitely. I have definitely heard about that. Oh, this is AI upscaled. No, it's just doing what you think it wants. Like... Alright, I don't want any of that, huh? Roll it. Ooh, sty. We're a fungi. Well, we got a good build going now. It took a little while, a couple transformations, a bit of range and tears up, a lot of pill taking, some drugs. Oh, I thought that was gonna die before I ran into it. Oh well. Drugs are good? Okay. You're right. I have literally no idea what's going on with these fingers anymore. I don't know the run. I'm moving. I'm zooming. I'm running away. I learned in a simulation. Reality isn't real. How often do you find pills in a basement? Just ban me, my fingers work on their own. You should watch that movie Idle Hands. It's very silly. Because I'm awesome. Duh. There's so many bombs. Twinsies. A little bit of Jesus juice. It's not so bad. It's just more that we have to go to Michigan for a reasonable price. The host hat just saved me HP. I have luck up, so let's do it. Yeah, why would you do bath salts in any general reason, you know? Just seems like a bad time, okay. You got trapped in Detroit? Okay, that sounds like a story time. Wait, does my... Interesting, I think that my trail underneath me can trigger Ocular Rift. Wild. This is gonna be unhinged in a moment. You survived 8 Mile. Detroit sounds like a terrifying place. Through the power of ocular rifts. What? Oh, they're, okay. It was ghosts. I was like, where are the enemies that are shooting at me? I did not see them. What would you do in Wisconsin? Let me know, really, because like I live next to Wisconsin. It doesn't seem like there's anything to do there. There's a reason why they're in the, you know, top 10 for drunk driving. Like, what do you do in Wisconsin? You drink, you party, you cry about how much flat land there is. I don't know. Oops, I didn't mean to step on that. Whatever. We're gonna get a couple less cents, I think. Eat cheese, respectable. That makes sense. I guess if you're a fan of the Packers or something. We can have burgers for dinner. Hmm? Or do we have burger stuff? You sure you don't want it? Okay. I'm not gonna argue with it, but if you want it, take it. You're smiling at me, but I didn't hear it because of boss music, sorry. That's for milk. Okay, all right. That's the money so I can go to the store and get a pack of smokes and milk without the pack of smokes. Got you. Got you. I did donuts drunk on a frozen lake a couple miles away from the Jack Link's factory. Interesting. But with cheese curds, that sounds like fun. Alright, Conquest. You're a jerk. Alright, this is a completely random question that you just made me think of. But whatever happened to the guys that made the You Don't Know Jack series? Are they the ones that made the Party Box games? Jackbox? Okay, alright. I was today years old when I realized that Genie in a Bottle by Christina Aguilera actually means I am one dumbass 46-year-old woman. All right, Katie, you're gonna have to explain a little more than that. Are you meaning like you didn't get the innuendo? The innuendo of your intento? I'm already spun, I don't really need that. Ooh, we got be a second run in a row. We're zooming, we're dooming. It's okay. There's a number of those songs that I didn't quite understand when I was younger. And listening to the lyrics, I'm like, oh, it is blatantly obvious, but I was a child when that song came out. Met my first online friend IRL after being friends forever and paid for your bus ticket. Yeah. I've done a few trips myself across, you know, like here and there. That's actually how I ended up here, technically. We all just thought the song was about the gym. Okay, related, the Macarena. Like, I had a functional understanding of Spanish at that time period because of my my family. I'm much worse at it these days. But like, how did I not get it? I guess I just didn't understand relationships at that point. Trust me, I'm from the internet. You know what? That is a good t-shirt. Buy the Devils, and then I became a teenager, and you're like, oh God, what did I do to my poor mother? Yeah. You were just jamming and your parent was like, does she know? She must know. Why are you making me listen to this? And you just thought it was because it was pop music. I understand. I bet Katie was like, pass the ox. Okay, it was a little early for that, but at least Madonna's like an icon, so like you could get the implication just from that, right? Probably one of the only lesbians in my neighborhood to have a wall filled with New Kids on the Block and Boys to Men. I didn't know what was wrong with me as a teenage girl. You know what? You were having a time. You were having the time in the time period, okay? You enjoy what you enjoy. My wife was listening to that song Cool for Summer the other day. I didn't know she was singing about that. Yes. Okay, respectable. I actually, you know, didn't get it either at the time. Oh, I mean, there's lots of that, Templar. Oh God, I'm gonna butcher her name and I'm trying to remember. Roan. Roan did an interview, Chappelle Roan, where she was talking about her family and they were like, does your family know what you do? Like, you know, how do they feel about it? And she was like, oh, my grandparents love me and they support me, but, I think they're willingly ignorant about the whole thing. They just think that, you know, oh, she's quirky. About Pink Pony Club specifically. I don't know all the controversy, but I heard that she's something. Oh, well, crap. All right, dumping money in the greed machine. Eve now holds the razor blade. Cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort. How old is she? She's gotta be. She's what, 23, maybe? Let's look. Eight years younger than me, so I'm 36, so she's 28. Okay, she's a child. Are we that much older? Oh god, I'm old. Emilia Clarke from Game of Thrones saying how her parents hadn't watched Game of Thrones, and the episode they chose to watch was the episode where she gets naked and has sex, and she's like, why did you just pick that episode to watch? That would be awkward. As somebody that used to do acting, I'd be like, I promise this is not all I do. Can you please watch a second episode? Old! Round and round the wheel it goes, where it stops no one knows. Lilith. Okay, well, Lilith is practically meant for greed mode. This is some of my best work. Oh my god, that's diabolical right there, inverted. It's okay. I think everybody is way too young at this point, like. I understand. Look, it comes with the creak in the knees, okay? All right, so we got our little army of underlings going. Me too, actually. I've always snapped, crackled, and popped. Oh, well, okay. That spawned underneath me and I didn't see the indicator. I'm short. I just inherited it. Yeah, Sinistea is shorter than I am by a smidge. I got photos to prove it. They're from a long time ago, but look, I'm only 6'7". I'm meaning 67 inches. Almost 68. I'm just short. But I'm pretty sure you round down height, so. You're welcome. I know you have a teenager, so, you know, you have to deal with that a lot. Yeah, Carebox makes our average a little high. He's doing driving school. Oh god, I remember. Oh god, I'm at half a heart. I need to calm down. Hold on, I gotta lock in, chat. I need to stop reading chat and lock in. We're gonna do this with our little mini army really quick. I feel like I should be hitting that button again, but I kind of need to heal. If I can't kill this wave with this army, I don't deserve it. Rain on your parade. Woo, baby, barely alive. I don't actually know what this does. I'm not grabbing it. So the other day, my son and daughter were playing Cowboy and Indians, and my 8-year-old daughter cries out, "Yippee-ki-yay!" without missing a beat and without thinking, responders except for the actual words, and I was like, babe. Well, I mean, that means that kid should be watching Die Hard. I definitely have quoted things as a child that I didn't actually know what it meant. Okay, game. I'm a little mad about that, but that's fine. It's fine. We move on. I was supposed to be invincible in that frame, and I messed up because of I'm excited. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. Yeah, you don't make the rules. You know, I think it's really funny that I was allowed to see so many movies as a child, yet the movie that my parents said that I couldn't watch was fucking Monty Python. Monty Python was the movie that I wasn't allowed to see, and it was because my dad was aware of what Monty Python did for skits and thought that it was going to be more offensive. Oh God, no, I definitely don't want that. White woman. Where the white woman at? Oh my God, yep. Mom's ring seems good. A blank rune. I don't know the whole list of runes that can be, but we're gonna try. Pretty sure that it can reroll. I didn't get it, but is this gonna be bad? I don't know. We're gonna find out though. My mom didn't like me watching Blazing Saddles because they insult the Irish, and mom, of all the things to be mad about. Yeah, that seems like, but why? Yeah, the only reason why my dad might not have steered me towards the, you know, women and men dressing as each other thing was just because I think my dad was into it. There was a lot of questions after my dad passed. When you go through somebody's possessions, you learn a lot about them. Where's the cowsy? I don't have one. If you want to donate towards one, I'll gladly wear it on stream. 100%, no questions asked. I've got a pirate hat. Well, sort of. It's like the scarf and, you know, head covering. And I've got this. I bought it at an estate sale. I also bought a really funny t-shirt. Put it on the Amazon list? Okay, all right. I can do that. I will show you guys the funny t-shirt because I forgot to the other day. We're gonna clear this floor really quick. Oh, yeah, my mom loved watching Ren and Stimpy with me, but, like, That show, oh boy. Oh, you know what? Actually, back to the topic where Katie was talking about how we didn't understand music as a kid or as teenagers. I had no idea that Tommy Pickles was a stand-in for the Doctor. Tommy Pickles is the Doctor from Doctor Who. Ooh. Well, we're running from that. Diplopia, huh? I want that diplopia, but I can't get it, so... Yes! It's the screwdriver thing, and he goes on adventures with his companions. Cows that are painted to look like zebra get attacked by insects less? Really? I would love to see your source. I believe you. I would love to read about it. I intentionally took that damage, by the way. I mean, I don't have any luck yet. Maybe I keep this. You no longer listen to songs like from the 50s or 60s, and so many love songs are about stalking women. Yeah, okay. Let's have that conversation really quick. Looking from afar and longing for a person that you don't have any connection to is just kind of creepy. I don't recommend that. Oh, well, I should have just accepted my pain there, but whatever. All right, well, we got some resources, and now we're going to, we're gonna eat some bad guys. Go, my minions! I have 2 of the leeches. Okay, all right. Oh no! I need to actually kill things and let my leeches heal me. Okay, we're good. We're back up to 2 hearts. All right, we're at full health. Don't mind me intentionally taking damage. The leeches will take care of it for me. All right. So my leeches should theoretically just eat all these things and let me continue to get HP and stuff. Oh no, I know which one you're talking about. The it's cold outside. Yeah, no, that song's fucking creepy. Just fucking take no. No means no, y'all. I'm letting my leeches heal me so I can get even more pickups. This is so worth it. It is a conga line. Go forth, my leech. Sap is hell. Sick 'em, boys! Keep spawning things. Do it. Do it. You know you want to. I'm getting so much health. Through the power of Spiral. You know what? I respect that, Katie. I don't think that there are very few things that I would completely not subject my children to, but like, a child has no business playing Grand Theft Auto. Now, mind you, that doesn't mean that they won't do things you don't expect. There's an article I read many years ago by a guy that worked for GameSpot, I'm pretty sure, and he let his 3-year-old play Grand Theft Auto, but like all he wanted to do was drive like the ambulance and stuff, and it was really cute. But like with a little context, I don't know, it just Angelic Prism, orbital familiar that multiplies each tier it passes through into 4 tiers in an arc pattern. Sick. All right, I guess I'm grabbing this cube. Okay, sure. I can see how Dead by Daylight could be scary to a child. Inverted, while true, I don't think that's necessarily something that you want to teach your children. Instead, you teach them the basic rules, which I taught Jeppy. Well, okay, Jeppy kind of already knew, but like, I'm gonna quiz you, chat. A cop comes to the door. You have your friend over. The cop says, "Hey, is your friend's legal name currently here?" What is your response? Yeah, there you go. See? Shutting the fuck up is a good answer. Shut the door is another good answer. You don't necessarily want to lie, but at the same time, that doesn't mean you have to answer. Now, that same police officer asks you if they can come in, like, before you close the door. You say no, right? And you go, "Do you have a warrant?"
Tears up.
At most. So we have one of the babies that has the little Maw of the Void. I turned down Maw of the Void. I'm purposely keeping hearts right now because I have Fanny Pack and I have these leeches and it's giving me pickups. All right, we're probably good here. Do I have a battery for sale? I don't. Still no battery. An offensive following familiar stacks tightly in front of Lilith. What? Poor baby. This is sick. I love this. I have not had Birthright as Lilith. I'm a fan. Let's go. Go forth, my leeches. That is so bullshit on so many levels, alternate. Like, not saying that you're wrong, but like, that is a terrible ruling. Like, the law is supposed to have some sensibilities to it. That is not sensible. Oh, I know that it's generally good, but like, this is insanely good. Oh no, okay, well that's too bad. I was just trying to take some more damage here, but I accidentally crossed into the room, so. Oh, I didn't see you pick up the heart. Oopsies. All right, well. I don't think it's generally good advice to, you know, just say that you have a bunch of tannerite like that, but you know, whatever you want to do, man. I'm gonna catch up on chat in a second. There's some weird old dude at the door. Yeah, that's a, hey, you don't just answer the door, homie. All right, I missed some stuff. If you are ever questioned, invoke your right to remain silent and your right to a lawyer. Do not add anything to those sentences. A judge once ruled, yep. Oh, baby, a triple. Okay. I do not say that it is a good idea to necessarily do anything that Epstein did, but invoking his rights is the first thing he did when he was asked questions under surveillance. The man knew his rights. That's the only thing that you should learn from a scumbag like that, is you know all the rules. I would like to invoke my 5th and 11th Amendment. Okay, I think it was 11th. I don't remember. Go forth, my leeches! Eat him! Eat war! Yeah, you know, this maw is tempting, but I just don't need it. I just don't need it. Fair. But at the same time, okay. So here's the thing. You, as a random person, may not know every single legal scenario, right? You may generally be law-abiding, but something in your house may or may not be. And that's not a risk you should have to take. I would like you to go away. Yes, little lady. What? Do you not like the way that we're talking about the police? All right, it's ad time. I'm gonna take a really quick break here. I'll be right back. Thanks for being here, y'all. Do you want out, little lady? Okay. Oh. You can go. It's fine. I come into the room after my break, and the cat meows at me like, "Why'd you close the door?" The only illegal thing in my house is the whale water. What is whale water? Yep, protective equipment is a good idea. Don't try this at home, kids. We're professionals. You have the right to be an attorney. Oh, God. What does Tainted Jacob do with his birthright? You have 2 Asas? Oh. That sounds really bad. Don't get me wrong, you can use it as a weapon, but... I know I'm a little late for Pride Month, but this seems like a Pride run. Where's the enemy? Hello, game? Ah, there it is. I am a bit of a sinner, that is true. Definitely not a saint. Oh. Huh. I mean, so this is another familiar I can copy, but at the same time, Trisagion? Now they're like good little pastel, you know, shots. Yeah, I would rather not have, you know, Esau causing me trouble either.
Bombs are key range down.
Well, we're gonna find out. Where'd that halo come from? Look. Okay. In this case, Lilith did nothing wrong. Lilith's crime in the Bible was not wanting to be on bottom all the time, okay? That ain't a crime. Oh, Habit would be hilarious. I should grab this just for the tears up. Yes, look at our rainbow. See the rainbow, taste the rainbow. Oh no! I ate all the coins. Oh well. Rainbow paint cycle! I got some holy water. We're gonna give like 3 cents. I guess a pentagram would be good. Who doesn't like a damage up? Let's go. Vomit the rainbow back up. Mr. Dolly. Xbox One controller for $25. Couldn't find one cheaper than $50. Found an Xbox One terabyte for $100. Got the controller. Well, I guess that's a problem that you like get to solve now that isn't so bad. A long time ago, before autocorrect was a thing, I made a small amount of money on eBay by grabbing items that were misspelled. My best profit I ever bought was like watch pieces. It was like a whole bunch of gears and cogs and screws and stuff for pocket watches, and the guy misspelled like the name of the items. And so I just immediately relisted it for like 3 times what I paid for it. The things you do when you're really broke. And God was like, what the fuck's consent, bro? I should have saved 1 charge, but whatever. Vampire the Masquerade is so funny. There's so many things in that that I'm like, you know, that makes sense. It's too bad that he picked up all that money there. The lore of Vampire the Masquerade is so good. It seems like the flood was definitely one of those things that should have happened. Box of Friends has appeared in the basement. You just got greedier. Nice. Really greed. You made money on the TV feat of all things. Who's Blue, though? I don't think I know that one. Blue Bloods of Philly? Pro tip I've seen, don't farm money on Greedier and always use different characters. I mean, I've been hitting just the random button, but I'm assuming that you get less money on greedier than greed. We were just doing greed mode until then anyway. I think you need 897 or something for the Holy Mantle. All right, well then we'll stay on greed mode until then. Ah, Lilith, got it. I don't actually know Lilith in that one. Mom's Pearls and Paws with relatively decent stats. Don't hate your Irish accent. Irish accents are great.
Balls of steel.
I can see forever? Are you a wizard? All right. 879, thank you. Puberty is not a horrible pill. It would be in real life. I don't want to go through that again. Also, we have 69 luck. Hot. 0.69, but you know, whatever. Ah, yes, that goes back to the redhead comment there, Greed. I understand. When I understood what she was saying. How often was that, Greed? Okay, all right. So it's a religion of spite. I understand. I kind of want that my reflection, but at the same time, the negative luck is kind of bad at the moment. We at least get a slowing shot right now from this, so I'm gonna wait. Whoa, wait a second. What happened when I used pause there? What does pause do? Ah, when you fire a tier, they unfreeze. I see. Don't get me wrong, I know it's a good item. I'm just purposely using the luck effect I have in my trinket. We're gonna reposition. Oh, I didn't see those flies. Shit. Were they the same color as the background for some reason? Okay, I keep running into all the flies. Maybe I should have taken my reflection. Oh no. Not having enough damage to keep up with that definitely makes me think I should be stepping on the switch more often, but I'm not losing out on money. Lilith sounds like a badass in that universe. Although, generally speaking, fuck Kayn. These items are not good. Fine. It's just good damage. And we kind of need it, as we just saw. That is a huge difference. I didn't play Diablo 4, so I don't know. I only played Diablo 3 and 2. Is Dropkick a summoner spell or something? Oh, that fell right on my face because I didn't know he was leaping. Are those shots stuck in place because I paused? Oh, I would have crashed out after that too. BB, do you not have phones? Lilith fucked an angel, had a kid, was the one trying to create sanctuary and protect it from the angels and demons alike. That tracks. I really like the lore of Diablo in general. Like, Tristram and Sanctuary is really interesting. Diablo Immortal's not real and can't hurt us. I don't know about that, Chief. Thank you. I got food, chat. Much appreciated. I guess I'm gonna take a quick break and eat food with you guys. While it's hot, because the girlfriend ordered food. So food time. Yo. I love how YouTube's like, hey, you suck. You suck at having viewers. The most you've had is 5 viewers, and you kept them for a total of 39 seconds. Good job, John. This is a different one. That was 2 girlfriends ago from the last time I think you saw me. Different, better. Yeah, no, this is literally what it showed me. It's like, where is it? You suck at keeping viewers. But your stream health is okay. And I was just laughing about it. Oh yeah, you've never had a chatter. Although, you know, you went up to 5 total views, Elvin. Congratulations. You've won. So. Yes, actually, I have. But I do it less often than on Twitch. That's really nice of you, Greed. I appreciate that. Thank you for supporting me. And the rule of the cats says once they lay on you, you can't move. I understand. What are we watching on YouTube, chat? I should just change myself to just chatting for a minute while I'm taking a break. Yeah, I'm trying to open up, you know, my existence to other chats and the like. We're gonna do that. Taking a food break before more Isaac. Boom, done. Internet historian, chaotic good barbarian, oh, the Concordia video, but isn't that kind of long? All right, all right. Concordia. I also want to get back to Moonlight Peaks, but I'm not going to get any viewership playing that, and I know it because everybody and their brother is playing it now. And understandably, it's a cute game. Yeah, I don't blame you, Katie. There's a lot of people that have left their platforms and the like, or just have quit making content because it's exhausting. Really? I know Jono. Yeah. I've watched him play challenges of that. If he's played Yu-Gi-Oh! Of any capacity, I've seen them before, probably. I'm looking, Claire, sorry. Mayhem with ARAM is with augments. Dropkick is an augment that is so ridiculously busted, it's crazy. Executes based on your max HP scaling. Yeets the executed enemy away, and anything it hits gets an armor and MR scaling hit, and if that wasn't enough, thought you almost killed the tank? Well, dropkick heals. Ah, okay, so Lee Sin kick on crack. I understand. I can't tell you how many people, Katie, actually know how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories just because I played so much of it. People started racing me it just because they watched enough of it. Panzer knew how to play the game just from watching so much of my me playing it. I understand. All right. We're gonna watch the beginning of this video because I was recommended it. I'm gonna put myself up somewhere, I guess. We'll put myself here, I guess. Maybe I should make myself smaller. I haven't made a scene for YouTube, so whatever.
The Costa Concordia, ship of dreams. It's been 8 years. I can still smell the buffets from their 5 restaurants.
Oh God.
The casino and 3-story theater had hardly been used. Ah, the gym, the day spa, the sheets in 1,500 luxurious cabins.
Is this Titanic 2?
Slept in. Costa Concordia cost $570 million to build. And you could tell. You could really tell. I remember it like it was just a few years ago. We had left Civitavecchia, a port in Rome, and we were making our way to Savona. It was day 2 of our 7-day journey. But that ship, she was cursed.
Oh my god.
When she premiered, the traditional bottle of champagne bounced right off the side instead of smashing. A bad
Really?
omen. But I'm not the superstitious type. Nothing could go wrong on Friday the 13th of January, 2012, on the 100th year anniversary of the Titanic, on a ship that's also only safety rated for 2-compartment flooding. Especially not when you have a 5-star max level captain like Francisco Scatino, a man who mysteriously rose from head of security to the position of captain within just a couple of years. He knows
Weird.
exactly what to do in case of an emergency. For example, when he caused this emergency in 2008 when he crashed into a port in Sicily. And in 2010 in Warnemünde, Germany, when he was steering a different ship and came into port too fast and caused another collision. I've got a good feeling about this. So let's set the scene.
That
It's
is
a
a lot of
beautiful evening.
coincidences.
People are having fun on the slides, drinks at the bar. Antonio Magnotta is playing piano at the restaurant. Martin the magician is setting up for his show. And the ship is setting up for a little detour. It's called a sail by salute. Basically, you get real close to the shore and honk the horn. The locals hate it, but the customers love it, and it's a tradition. Scatino, the captain, comes into the dining hall with a lady, Dominica Samorton. Remember this face because you'll be seeing a lot of it later. Scatino eats his dinner with her and socializes for a little while. Then he, Dominica, and the maitre d' finish up and excuse themselves. They're heading to the bridge. It's time for that sail by salute. This time, they're going to get closer than ever.
Oh no.
Just 1,500 feet from the island of Giglio. And how are they going to determine this distance? Well, of course, the captain is going to eyeball it. Apparently, it's not an uncommon thing to do. Scatino turns to the fella steering, his helmsman, Jacob Ruslibin. First interesting tidbit.
Okay.
Costa Crociere has hired Jacob from Indonesia at a rock-bottom price, and he's a bit of a newbie to the job. In fact, his profession hitherto, a painter and a cleaner. It's his first time steering a massive ship, and he's very excited. At least, we think he is. It's hard to tell because he doesn't speak English or Italian very well at all. Off to a good start. The second-in-command orders the helmsman to 290. Now, don't be confused by these numbers, they're just the degrees on a compass. At the same time, the captain whips out his cell phone and calls former captain Mario Palombo, who lives on the island. They chat about the safe distance to Giglio's shores. It's all very casual. Anyway, Mario says that the safe distance is between 0.3 and 0.4 miles from shore. The captain is going all in. This is not his first sail by salute, so he's confident in what he's doing. We're going closer than we've ever been before.
So unnecessary
The captain's
risk
eyeballing it
on
again.
Friday the 13th.
New heading of 300, he tells the helmsman. Downstairs, Martin is about to cut his assistant in half. And of course, that means that there's already a lady inside this box. She's waiting for the cue, and then she'll poke her legs out. The captain is giving more orders. Pulling gently to 310. Increase speed to 16 knots. Going this fast is going to be a fatal error. But before we talk about that, let's talk about another big problem. Language barrier. Because at this point, the captain says 325, but the helmsman relays 315. So the first officer intervenes and he goes, no, 335, which is also wrong. And then the captain clarifies, no, 325. The helmsman confirms 325. Their poor communication has them moving at a much wider angle than they think they are. However, the captain should and would know this, except for the next problem, complacency about procedure. The standard procedure of a ship this large is for the third officer to give exact positional coordinates every time the captain gives a new directional order. But they're not doing that. 330, he says. The helmsman relays 330. The ship reaches 16 knots. The captain then turns to the second officer and instructs him to go to the left wing. That's these things here, and they basically exist so you can get a better view over the whole vessel. A few seconds pass, and then the mood starts to turn. Scatino notices white foam of waves breaking against the rocks directly in front of him in the distance. The Costa Concordia, right now, is almost 700 meters closer to the rocks than it should be. Without deviation, there is going to be a direct collision.
Oh, shit!
Scatino immediately commands the ship to start turning away. 335. Not enough. The captain shouts, 340. The captain yells, 350. Now, remember how I said that accelerating to 16 knots was a fatal error? Well, that's because it's made this ship incapable of such a drastic turn. What they've got is understeer. Here's an example.
The front end is not working. You're turning, and you're just going straight. You want to go over here, but you're going to end up over here.
So despite the order of
Momentum.
350, right now the bow is still
I'll have
only
to look that
pointed
up,
at
Grogrin.
327.
Salmonella?
Not nearly enough to miss the rock. And oh no, it's about to get worse. That language barrier again. In these critical moments where every second counts, the helmsman wrongly relays 340. The captain snaps back, 350 starboard or we end up on the rocks. The third officer goes to assist the helmsman. Now, don't get confused by the orders from here. We're changing over to rudder instructions. The captain yells, starboard 10, starboard 20, and still it's not enough. Hard to starboard. That means as hard as it'll go. But at this point, even if they clear these rocks, they need to get the rest of the ship to swing around it. So the captain yells, midship, which centers the rudder. The bow is now less than 150 meters from Skull Rock. Port 10. But the helmsman only gets to port 5 before another order is given 2 seconds later. Port 20. They might just avoid disaster here, maybe. But then, oh no. One more time, the helmsman cocks up at the worst possible moment. The helmsman goes to starboard instead of port, undoing the swing. 8 seconds later, he realizes the error and corrects, but it's too late. He has just turned a probable near miss into a sure hit. All they can do now is hold on as the bow of the ship narrowly passes by the rocks. Hard to port! The second officer yells, "We're gonna hit!" Collision.
This animation is so good. Yeah, why would you go near somewhere called Skull Rock? That's how you die.
Downtown, Nordtown. It's day 56. In a perfect world, B.
It was a burger. It had jalapenos on it.
Add? Oh.
The ship hits rocks on the port
Burger
side.
King.
A 53-meter gash opens up in the hull, and
Oh, should I?
thousands of tons of water begin.
Never
Okay.
win.
Gonna drink all by.
I'll watch the ad.
Downtown.
I'll trust you.
Nordtown. It's day 56 of playing Russian roulette. Seems I never win.
Gonna drink all by yourself?
Somebody has to.
I hear you're a man who's good at finding folks.
I'm many things.
I'm looking for this fella. I gots to find him. It's breaking my little heart.
I'll see what I can do. I have contacts in thousands of servers in dozens of countries across the globe. And just like that, she was gone. The only thing she left was a calling card. Sometimes when you follow a case, it follows you back. NordVPN can protect my online data. But who can protect me? From myself. When they said this job gets easier, it was just another lie. Forensics found his password spread all the way down the block.
I
In a
almost want to
perfect
be a
world,
fat
we'd
kid and
all
eat the
use
second burger.
NordVPN. But I guess this isn't that kind of story. I took the brakes off my car. Man like me never really learned how to stop.
Shut the fuck up.
I took the steering wheel out too. I let the road take me where I'm supposed to be. That's right, Toots. Your husband's dead. Merry Christmas. Go to nordvpn.com/internethistorian.
for a huge discount on a 2-year plan.
Rosebud, yeah.
Add over.
I think that my
The ship
thoughts...
hits rocks on the port side.
I'm going to answer this question really quick for you, Tibbs. I think that my thoughts, when they involve other people and things, make universes where they are true. Which makes my anxiety thoughts particularly bad, because that means I'm cursing other versions of me and other characters and things to a terrible existence. So, yes, I think it does matter. I just try to think better.
A 53-meter gash opens up in the hull, and thousands of tons of water begin pouring in. A loud scraping and bang is heard by all passengers. At the helm is panic. Rumblings in the dining room. Martin awkwardly pauses his act as he's helping his assistant into the box. Meanwhile, the lady inside is trapped and terrified. There's confusion across the ship. All of the crew off shift come back on duty. All officers run to the bridge. Technical crews run down to the lower decks to assess damage. On connection with the rocks, they lose propulsion and slow to 8.3 knots. And they are now adrift. Close the watertight doors at stern. Enormous volumes of water are pouring in. So much so that within 29 seconds of collision, all 6 engines stop working through flooding. 22 seconds later, a blackout happens. Lights, electrics, the water pumps too, everything. The captain orders the helmsman hard starboard. This is the final position of the rudder before power to that too is lost. The Costa Concordia, now without power, is drifting starboard.
All because he had to get too close
into
to shore.
Absolute darkness.
I wanted to be obnoxious.
A quick breakdown of the flooding. When the Concordia struck land, it tore open 3 watertight compartments. At first, compartment 5, which filled very rapidly. Then 6 more slowly, 4 shortly after. Then 7, 8, and 3. Modern ships are built to withstand 2 compartment breaches. These compartments especially, though, are a problem
Agreed.
because they contain the engines and the electrics. These main generators give power to the whole ship.
Just means you're a badass.
From propulsion motors to rudder to hotel functions, pretty much everything. When they went out, the ship was a functionless, sinking cage. A few seconds later, the emergency batteries for internal lighting and communications kick on. When the lights come back on, Martin has vanished. He's ditched the stage. And it caused a huge panic in the theatre, as passengers are trying to flee to their cabins and to muster stations. People already in their cabins come out and start putting on life vests. Staff rally and try to calm everyone down. Everything is fine. There's no need for vests. Please return to your cabins. The emergency generator starts. All of the watertight doors close except for door 12, which is jammed. The captain calls Pilon, the chief engineer, as the ship begins to list on the port side.
Oh,
There's
no.
water coming in? Yes, there's water. But where? The engine room. But a lot of water? Yes! There's water, you can't go down. Let's go down the other side. In a moment we'll start the pumps, I'll let you know. In the theatre, the whole magic box apparatus slides right off the stage and falls into the crowd, further increasing panic. On the bridge, an announcement is being prepared. They are going to lie to prevent a panic. Let's just say we have a blackout. The deputy chief engineer enters the engine control room. He confirms to the bridge that at least compartments 5, 6, and 7 are flooded. Announcements are made.
The captain to inform you that due to an electrical fault which is currently under control, we're currently in a blackout. Our technicians are working to resolve the situation and we'll inform you of developments as they occur. Thank you for your attention.
Coincidentally, at this same time in the restaurant, they're playing My Heart Will Go On, and it's very much not helping the situation. The captain calls the Costa Crisis Unit. Roberto Ferrarini. He tells the crisis unit that they've hit a rock, that they're assessing damages, and that they are also in a blackout. The crisis office says to reverse the ship up onto shore. Well, how are you going to do that? You don't have power to the rudder, let alone the engine. Hoist the sails? Anyway, around this time, the wind direction creates a starboard list, and the ship begins to turn anyway, drifting right back towards the shore, which is a very good thing because you want the ship to end up as close to shore as possible. A panicked passenger senses that something is off. This isn't like any electrical problem that she's ever seen. Plus, there was a massive crashing noise and now the ship is tilting. So, she contacts her daughter in Italy. The daughter then calls the police, and the police call the harbour master. While that goes on, a conversation between Pilon and Ambrosio. The diesel is not starting. The captain asks the engine room, but where have we made contact? Thinking that the incoming water can be reduced. Captain, here everything is lost. The electrical panel, everything. They're saying at this point that the ship is going down. The captain calls Roberto Ferrarini again. Actually, 2 compartments have been flooded, but don't worry, the ship's stability isn't in danger. Wrong. Passengers begin going to muster stations on their own initiative. The cruise director says, "We have a lot of people at muster stations that I do not want to fall overboard. Do we make an announcement to tell them to go to the lounges?" Bozio says, "I think that's best." The harbour master from Livorno calls the ship. The captain tells them that we just have a blackout. How long has this blackout been going on? About 20 minutes. Have you asked passengers to put on life vests? It's just a blackout. I gotta go. The harbour master is suspicious. He says to his superiors that he thinks something more is going on. He calls a patrol boat to the area and asks them to look at the ship. Another problem. The fan on the emergency diesel generator isn't working properly. Pilon manually...
Okay. I just have a comment really quick here as we're watching this disaster together. Maybe it's just my instinctual, you know, good in a crisis sense, but wouldn't you just tell them what you did? Not necessarily, like, directly, but, like, better safe than sorry? Come on, buddy! What are you doing? Like, you have lives at risk here. Whoa, buddy!
has to turn the thing on and off with a screwdriver so that it doesn't overheat and cause a fire. The captain is on the phone to the lower decks, asking pointless questions, like, is it still flooded? Yes. Yes, it is. The captain is essentially in denial of the situation. The harbour master calls again. Finally, he says, the ship is taking on water through an opening in the left side and the ship is listing. He qualifies with, no one dead or injured. The harbour master asks if he needs help. Just a tugboat? When in reality, they need a full rescue. With 3 compartments flooded, the captain finally realizes that things are really bad, and they are not going to improve. The
My
Coast Guard
job
orders
is so
every available
fucked.
ship to the scene. Meanwhile, up with the passengers, the cruise director's assistant says, everything's under control. Please return to your cabins or hang about in the lounges, no problem. She said this despite knowing it was wrong and that it further endangered lives. Most passengers at this point, though, aren't listening to this nonsense, and they're busy figuring out how to abandon ship. Bang, 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 bang. Local television has already picked up the story, and they begin broadcasting live radio feeds from the bridge.
Hey, Capo.
Captain, the passengers are going on board the boats. Okay, let them go to shore. So then general emergency? Wait, let me talk to Ferrarini. We risk the emergency generators that do not have cooling. It has cooling problems, 100 degrees. The cooling fan has stopped. Pilon calls the bridge and tells the safety officer they need to evacuate. The safety officer relays this to the captain, but after no response, he orders the engine room to evacuate on his own. The captain says, no, stay. We're leaving. So what do? General emergency?
You definitely disobey the captain at this point.
The captain tells Ferrarini that he's abandoning ship. Abandon ship! Another announcement is made.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. The situation is under control. Please remain calm. And at this time, proceed to your muster station. They're located outside on deck 4.
The Livorno Coast Guard calls again. The captain declares distress. The Coast Guard officially calls for rescue operations. They contact Pietro Mille, the helicopter base commander, who then calls in every available pilot. As he rushes down to the helicopter base, Pilon shuts down the emergency generator for the final time. The first rescue vessel arrives. By this point, the lifeboats are already going. Luckily, the ship is very close to shore. Oh, perhaps too close to shore. The ship forcefully runs aground, creating an uneven center of gravity, and it begins heavily listing starboard. The captain issues a general emergency order.
We have some Hollow Knight music going.
Is finally called and alarms ring out, and with that comes panic. And now that they're listing, With many of the lifeboats too awkwardly positioned to enter the water, there aren't enough readily available, and they have to start going back and forth to the shore, picking people up and dropping them off. The patrol boats report to the Livorno harbour master that the ship has run aground and is listing heavily. So the harbour master asks the captain about it, and the captain says, no, the ship is still floating. In fact, we're trying to maneuver it onto the shore. They know he's lying. Hold on, I'm reversing it. Beep, 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 beep. The captain then says to bottom out the starboard anchor. So they drop out the anchors, but let out too much chain, effectively rendering them useless. The deputy mayor of Giglio, Mario Pellegrini, and tobacco shop owner Giovanni Rossi arrive at the harbour. They watch the scene unfold. As the first of the lifeboats arrive on shore, the deputy mayor takes the initiative and races to board one of the lifeboats, returning to the ship, and starts trying to find someone in charge. He gives up and starts helping passengers. Schettino tells everyone to leave and take radios, but not before changing out of his uniform and into a nice suit. Priorities. Dimitri Kostidis and Silvia Coronica leave with him. The maitre d' and Sir Morton both get out of there. By this point, approximately 300 people are still on the ship. Millet reaches the helicopter base. The first helicopter, a slow-moving Augusta Bell, was already rising from the tarmac for the hour-long flight south. Bozio is the last crew member left on the bridge, coordinating evacuation. He then leaves to help passengers board lifeboats. The bridge is now abandoned. And then, the ship's black box stops working. Apparently there were technical problems with it. That means, from here, things are going to get a little foggy in detail. A while later, rescue helicopters arrive, but they're struggling to find the ship because they're expecting it to still be well above water. Passengers are scaling down the port side by ladder as lifeboats return to pick them up.
This is no joke. Oh my goodness. It was no joking, amor. Yes.
You're not allowed to make a film movie.
I'm allowed.
Who say you are?
A second helicopter, a faster model, sets off. The ship stops healing and comes to a final resting place. Now the Coast Guard calls the captain because he's just learned that the captain has abandoned ship. The captain claims, no, actually I slipped and I fell into one of the lifeboats. I'm a klutz. But now that I'm on board, I may as well head back to shore. DeFalco tells the captain to get the fuck back on board. And the captain kind of acts confused and then effectively refuses. So the captain makes it to shore. From here, we only have mainstream news reports to rely on, so it's not going to be super accurate. But they say that Giglio's police chief then finds 110 survivors on the rocks at Point Gabbianara. And among them is the captain. It's not known whether the captain helped anyone while he was there, and in fact, the police chief claimed that he just sat on the rocks and watched other people do the rescuing. A while later, a rescue boat picks up the captain and takes him to the harbour. He speaks to the police. He then finds the ship's onboard chaplain, Father Rafael Molina, and cried to him for about 15 minutes.
Jesus
Then he
Christ.
goes to the harbour master's office to receive probably the biggest dressing down of his entire life. Port authorities ask the taxi driver to take the captain back to his hotel. The captain takes the 30-second cab ride to the Bahamas hotel. According to the cabbie, he was beaten like a dog. He was cold and afraid. He only asked me where he could buy a pair of fresh socks. But then he perked right up again and gave an interview to a news crew. He told them that he was the last to leave.
The captain is usually the last to abandon ship. What happened, Captain?
We were the last to leave the ship.
All day Saturday, rescuers search for people on the ship. On Sunday morning, a South Korean couple is found in their cabin, safe but shivering. They had slept through the crash and woke up unable to exit their cabin. The last survivor, Manrico Giampandroni, was found with a broken leg. He was the cabin's service director. In the end, 32 people died. The final body wasn't discovered until nearly 3 years later, a crew member, Russell Rebello, and it's believed that he died a hero helping passengers off the ship.
Poor guy.
The Costa Concordia was the largest cruise ship disaster since the Titanic. And then there's the ship. This is what happens to a 110,000-ton cruise liner when it's left half rolled over in the ocean.
Fuck.
But this isn't the end. It's just the halfway point. What most people know is that the Costa Concordia had crashed, many dead, and that the captain abandoned ship like a coward. But there's a whole veritable spaghetti of details to untangle. Let's dive in.
I wish I could waste $500 million, you know?
Loot box time. The Costa Concordia was more than just a floating resort. There's a mall, a casino, cha-ching, cha-ching. This iron chest was full of safes and cash registers and expensive fittings. And there were plenty of gamers prepared to sneak by authorities and try their luck in the hot zone. Within days, police divers reported that valuable items, once seen lying around the ship, were now missing. High-end liquor, expensive furniture.
I would have
dining
so
sets,
many magic
cash from the
cards. It's
casino,
absurd.
Cash registers, jewelry and display cabinets, safes, Japanese woodblock prints by famous 18th century artists, as well as the iconic bell, which hung from the bridge of the ship. It was never found. Who steals a big fuck-off bell? Even the server admins were getting involved. 4 divers who were part of the company contracted to refloat the Concordia were spotted on CCTV, sneaking out to the ship. A patrol boat was dispatched, and the men were caught inside the fancy suites with rucksacks full of stolen goods. The 4 men are charged with stealing and thieving and pinching. Later on,
They were fined
stolen as well as
200
legitimate
euros,
items
that's
found
it?
their way to Amazon and eBay. Chips from the casino, postcards, and cabin access cards became highly sought after souvenirs.
It even has a watermark.
Some Australian guy even made a listing for the ship itself, advertising it as buyer to collect. And although there were plenty of bidders, eBay pulled the plug. I know you want to see Scatino go to jail, and we'll get to that. But first, we have to
A
talk
walk-in
about
magic
someone else.
closet. You got it, with the
Dominica
drawers.
Samorton.
That was a close one.
There was speculation that she was on the bridge that evening because she was the captain's mistress.
Intense media speculation reports that her presence distracted the captain.
They both denied their love for years and maintained that they were just friends. Although she did later admit to the media that she found him handsome. And how could you not?
You so fucking precious when you smile.
Oh my
She
god.
says there was no
Ugh.
romantic link between them.
Some people would like to believe, they want to know I have something with him. It's more interesting. It's like, you know, some spicy in the story.
Miss Samorton also loved the spotlight, however.
Everyone, oh no!
And took several interviews. But as the pressure mounted upon her, she began making ominous threats to Scatino, saying he must confess, and that you have but 1 week to
Oh,
come
Jesus.
clean. But things from here get weird.
Spicy.
Samorton is a bit of a wild card. In a subsequent interview, she claimed a helicopter came to the ship well before the other rescue craft to take away a package. Huh? And what was that package? Drugs, apparently. So rumors began that the ship was running narcotics for the mafia. And not without cause. A number of cruise ships, even recently, have been caught trafficking drugs. As an
Really?
aside, Scatino was tested for drugs immediately after the crash. He tested negative for drugs in his system, but trace amounts of cocaine were found in a hair sample.
Makes it smoother and less dry.
Nonetheless, the Concordia was searched and no drugs were reportedly ever found. How did we get here? Oh right, a helicopter. Samorton commented on it again the next day and said, actually, that helicopter was just for the captain as a means of evacuation from the ship. Okay, wait. So she expected to get some sort of first-class rescue while everyone else was still stuck on the ship? Wait, how did we get here? Oh, right, sex with the captain. Divers were quick to head to the captain's cabin, where they found Miss Sir Morton's lingerie and other articles of clothing, as well as a makeup bag. The jig was up, but they continued denying it. Sir Morton mostly faded from international attention until she was told to appear before the court to present witness testimony. The judge pressed her to be truthful about their relationship, or she would be held in contempt.
Either tell me the truth or shut up.
So finally, she admitted it.
Yes, I had a sentimental relationship with the captain.
Stop.
But now, stop asking about my private life.
She was indeed the captain's lover.
What is up, Trouble Alert Nation? Scatino cheated on his wife with C. Morton. Oh my god!
She and Scatino had been having an affair for several weeks. She also said that on the night she boarded, she didn't have a ticket.
Ticket, please.
And didn't need to pay, because nobody questions you when you're the captain's lover. Naturally, she gave another confusing interview after leaving court.
I want to say that today is the second time I die, because the first time I died in the night of the crash with my psychological brain and problems. And today I died the second time because, of course, people find out something that I tried.
Is she a Trump? I just had a brain aneurysm trying to process that sentence. I know English is not her first language, it's Italian, but like, what?
To hide.
Subsequent to the trial, she used her fame in Moldova to become a political activist, often appearing on television and radio and in articles covering protests, accompanied by pictures of her being arrested by police. It was some stuff about victims of violence, women's rights,
Girl power.
yada,
Welcome
yada,
in.
And interestingly, part of a push to block the sale of shares of Moldova's train network to Russia. Sure. Other than that, I don't really know what she's been up to. Let me just check on her Oh god, not again.
Well, that was really interesting, Inverted. Thank you for that. Oh, there's more. There's more
Several
about
civil
this.
suits were quickly lodged against Costa Crociere, and their parent
How's it going,
company,
Jimenez?
Carnival Cruises, immediately saw a share drop of 23%.
BR.
Passengers sought compensation for their damaged mental health, lost belongings, and loved ones.
Either they allowed him to divert from his course, or they didn't know where their billion-dollar ship was.
Within a few days, facing financial and media pressure, the CEO attempted to join the bandwagon against the captain and the crew.
That was not the ordinary route that the ship was taking.
I heard that the World Cup was a hot mess. I only know a little bit about it because I admit that soccer is football. Let's call it what it is. It's football. Football is not my normal sport, but I know that apparently our world leader got involved. Like, I don't know. Yeah, that's the part I heard about, was like Trump was like, I know lots about sports, but that wasn't a foul. Was there anything else going on? Oh, you know what? While I'm at it. Cool, they lost again. My favorite.
To divert from his course, or they didn't know where their billion-dollar ship was.
Within a few days, facing financial and media pressure, the CEO attempted to join the bandwagon against the captain and the crew.
That was not the ordinary route that the ship was taking.
That's okay.
At the time, and was not only taking, but the time the ship was
Claiming that the ship was not approved to deviate from the route. But that wasn't true. Approval isn't required if the ship is deviating by less than 15 miles, or that it was against company rules. Also untrue, because investigators found that they didn't have any rules about deviating route, and they tacitly encouraged sail-by salutes. Now, in response to the civil suits, Costa Crociere offered passengers 11,000 euros each as compensation.
That's kind of small.
11,000 euros, about $14,000, is the minimum compensation under international law when a ship is abandoned.
This was to reimburse them for their tickets, as well as any costs they accrued in having to unexpectedly travel home early.
And that was supposed to release them from everything and anything that has to do with this accident. I cannot ask
I have to know. Okay, like $800 to $4,200. That's the average price of a cruise. That's nowhere near enough money.
For more than this.
A lot of passengers, understandably, were not too happy with this deal, and they refused to take the money.
We think the offer is an insult. For what these poor passengers went through, we think that the compensation being offered is not commensurate.
Here, take it.
Compensation being offered is not commensurate.
Later, Costa Crociere would lodge a plea deal with the Tuscany court to pay a €1 million fine to avoid a criminal trial. The judge agrees. Costa Crociere is now off the hook for all criminal liability for the whole thing. They've washed their hands of the incident and flecked the residual droplets of responsibility onto the faces of 6 staff members. Passengers and relatives of the dead are livid that the company has been able to avoid criminal responsibility.
Offered is not commensurate.
Civil suits against the company continue. By the way, the residents of the island of Giglio also banded together and sought damages. They didn't get much. Eventually, passengers who refused the initial compensation of $11,000 joined civil parties against Schettino in his trial in 2015.
Is not commensurate.
They were awarded €30,000 each. Other cases, especially those involving lost relatives, are settled for undisclosed amounts.
Damn. All right. It was a disaster is the short version. Got it. I got it. That was a wild thing to get involved in, Beef. Thank you for that. I forgot that I was even playing Isaac for a minute there. No, I currently have a plan of what we're doing for the rest of the stream, Jimenez, but I appreciate it. Brazil looks like a really beautiful country that I'd love to check out at some point, mostly because I have an unusual number of viewers from Brazil. It, like, if you were to look at my top 3 countries where people watch me, it is the United States, Canada, and Brazil. Germany is up there too, for some reason. I blame Tagger. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is popping in Brazil, it's true. Okay. The Binding of Isaac, Repentance. That's okay. The short version is we're gonna play some video games. Anyway, have fun, BB. I hope you have a good night. Rest well. We're unmuting. We put the thing back in the right category. Let's go. All right, Eden, huh? You know what? I'm putting the cow hat back on. You're a sleepy boy today? I understand. All right, well, we got the bursting sack. Ooh, a sandwich. I hope it's a delicious one. Oh, Yeah, I'm from a part of the United States that speaks very quickly, and I need to occasionally slow down my English. When we get excited, we talk very quickly. Both the Northwest and the Northeast parts of the United States speak very quickly. Brainworm's not bad, yeah. I was thinking about buying it. I don't. The only word I know in Portuguese is pão. Because, you know, bread is universal. The heat definitely slows down speech, generally speaking. At least in the United States. Because Cuba, they speak real quick. That sounds like a delicious sandwich, Greed. I would eat that. We're gonna try the brainworm. Spanish is the same way, Jimenez. There's a lot, like, Spanish in Europe is very different. There's a lot of slang in Mexican Spanish. I imagine that Brazilian is the same way. I called it Brazilian. Portuguese in Brazil. It might as well be Brazilian. Whoa! Yeah, inverted is from the UK, and English there is very different. I walked right into that. That's true. We've stolen words from everything. I don't know how to say that word, but it's appeared in the basement. You know, I'm really curious when I'm gonna get my first message on YouTube. People come in, they're like, oh god, this guy's wearing a hat. Ew. I don't know about this, y'all. You have no green screen? Ew. You show your background? No, it's a proper chair. It's for good posture. This is what I get for not playing the cozy game, you know? It's like I started streaming all over again, even though, like, I have a chat here on Twitch. But, I don't... man, I forgot what it's like to have nothing but silence when you're streaming. I have the chat open. It's sitting there. Eventually, somebody will send something. You have to just keep talking to yourself because, you slowly go mad. Yeah, I'm used to you being, you know, constantly loud in my chat. I didn't have to fill in the dead air all the time. I could respond. Yet there's not even a bot. They're not trying to sell me viewers. I do think it's really funny that whenever I switch to just chatting, I get a lot of viewers that want to practice language, and I'm totally okay with that. But a couple years ago, I had a lady who was a bigger streamer than me, actually, and she's like, I just want to practice my English, and I was like, I want to practice my Spanish, and I totally embarrassed myself. It was very funny. Yeah, you got it, Templar. You remember her. She's really funny. I definitely made a blunder in my Spanish, and I remember it to this day. Yeah, she did some really cool cosplay stuff. A lot of League of Legends cosplay, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I bet I'll have more success on something like TikTok too, but there's most of the viewership of gaming is technically on YouTube, but it's probably I'll probably have better success doing that sort of. Oh, that's a D6. I should just make content for YouTube. Stapler, huh? I'm buying that. I probably should have rolled some of those with the Perthrow. I just found it. Oh, baby, that's a magic mush. You're gonna offer me a magic mush? I'm not gonna turn down a magic mush. I'm 1 cent short? Come on. One time. I guess I'm blowing up the bomb? That means it's probably right here. All right, I guess we're gonna have to do normal fights. That's fine. We got the money now. This shield is so good. Oh, well, you know, it's less good when you run into things with your face. Magic mush time. Big damage up. Yeah. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Are you picking it up, Templar? You gonna play some backyard baseball with Pablo? A habit? Well, I mean... Oh, he moves faster than I thought, but whatever. Doom, doom, doom. Ow. What's in the box? It's depression. Oh yeah, Pete is definitely on it. Pete Wheeler is like the dude in backyard baseball. Oh, Dry Baby's fine. I could have, but eh. I would have had to pay a heart container for that, and that's just too expensive for my blood. I'd like to see you do better, Claire. Moo, are you happy? I regret everything. It's fine. I'm trying to keep some money right now. A tears down. I regret that too. I'm assuming that the black spiders function like black flies, that they can't actually hurt you. I probably should have bought a key there. Did you play the daily yesterday, Templar? It was all right. You started with 15 delays. I jokingly called it the Luigi Mangione trial deck because delay, depose, defend. That joke's really bad. Oh, well, I mean, I can't turn that down. I don't know what this item does. We're gonna find out. While at 1 red heart, the crown activates. Oh, well, it's bad then. And thus I take this. I didn't mean to do that, but that's fine. No bomb, though. All right, well, let's go. I love that I have a blindfold on. It must be the, okay, it's the Eye of the Occult or whatever. That is a little fun. Just like stacking up tears on yourself. Well, that was amusing. I don't want any of those. I thought about it. Oh, there's a bomb here. I think we're just gonna call it there, yeah? Let's go. Probably a bit of overkill for what I was doing, but whatever. We have the technology, chat. Oh, I walked into that. Give me my coin back. Oh, there we go. Nice. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Nice. Took all my money. All right, chat. I think that's going to be it for me tonight. My energy is very low today, so I'm going to call it here. Thanks for being here. Go ahead. I will tell you right now. But, yeah. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being awesome. Thanks for supporting me. I'll try to find, I'm trying to build my community again, but it's so fucking hard these days. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I think I'm doing the right thing. I'm trying to reach out to, like, YouTube now. Maybe I just need to be making clips. I just don't really know what's worth watching on other platforms. I need to have some ridiculous moments in, games or something. Or, I don't know. If somebody sees something that's clip worthy, please clip the clip. Oh yeah, I think Super Meat Boy is technically like outside the lore a little, but I should do that. I should work on upgrading myself outside of streams. I need to start working out again. I also think that maybe I just need a job or something, but Greed. Oh my god. I love how you knew exactly where it was going and you're like, nope. Fuck you. Absolutely not overreacting. Spamming people on Discord is not how you do things. I just can't seem to find anything. I'm gonna have to just work something like retail or like a gas station if I do that, because I am qualified. It just doesn't look like it on paper, you know, for a lot of the technical stuff I can do. And we're in an economy where people don't actually want to take risks. And so I don't know. I've gone through the interview process a few times and I was just like, guys, I did great. I did great on the interviews. That wasn't the issue. It's just that the higher ups eventually see my resume and they go, no. Corrosive. When I was working at the hospital, the only reason why I got that lucky was because somebody was willing to take a risk on me, so. And it paid off for them. I have a lot of knowledge, but whatever. Whatever. I do what I want, I guess. Anyway, I'm gonna call it. I'll see you guys tomorrow.